Do you struggle with thought patterns and behavior from your pre-Christian life? I bet you do. Most of us do. You see, when you become a Christian, your sins are forgiven and you do have a new nature, but all of your old ways of acting and behaving, your habits, don't immediately and automatically disappear, and that's because they're rooted in your emotional baggage. And I've explained in previous blogs that your emotional baggage doesn't immediately and automatically disappear at the moment of salvation. You see, these old ways of thinking, habits, and behaviors are familiar, well-worn pathways that you've walked for many years before becoming a Christian. And so Satan wants to tempt you to return to your old familiar patterns whenever you're stressed or whenever there's an opportunity. The problem is, every time you give in to that temptation, you give Satan power over you and permission to continually harass you with the same temptation. You see, there's a battle for your mind. Jesus is teaching you new ways of thinking, new behaviors. He wants you to think his thoughts. And Satan is constantly encouraging you to go back to the old ways and your old patterns. And you have to decide who's going to win the battle for your mind. And this is why so many Christians struggle in their new Christian life, because of the continuous pull in the old direction. Now, I want to give you another way of handling this temptation, which I just learned over the past week from some visiting Sozo prayer ministers. And here it is. The next time you are tempted to return to old thinking patterns, old habits, old behaviors, stare the temptation straight in the eye and you say, "I know what you're doing. You no longer have power over me. I refuse to agree, cooperate, or give in to that temptation. And I send you to the foot of the cross for disposal. Now, Jesus, tell me how you want me to think, how you want me to respond, and the behaviors that you want to teach me." You see, you need to use your authority, which comes automatically when you become a Christian, but use your authority over your own temptations. Satan will flee when we resist him. That's what the Bible teaches us. And Satan is intimidated by any Christian who knows how to use their authority. So to live a transformed life, you need to learn how to use your authority over your own temptations. Now I want to hear from you. How has God taught you to overcome temptations to return to old thinking patterns? Just leave your comments in the box below. Now, if this is your first visit here, you need to get my free self-assessment guide. And to do that, just subscribe to my weekly email newsletter. And you know where to find that subscription form. It's always right there. And I'll talk to you again next week. But this week, use your authority to control your own and overcome your own temptations.